I swear every day is like Christmas when you order things on Amazon. So, just got in these today, and what they are cargo nets. So here's what they look like. They're just cargo nets. I don't know what more there is to be said about that. I think I'm gonna end up folding them in half. Basically, fold them hot dog style, and then. Oh my gosh, that is a perfect size. I won't bother recording the rest of those. I think it'll be a little repetitive, and I don't have that much space left on this memory card, so I'm gonna get them up. I'll decide if I need to make any changes, and then I'll update you guys from there. Alrighty, got all the nets installed, and it looks pretty good. Gives a nice compartment there, all the way around. 4 sections. We have that in there. A little tire repair kit, which is really heavy, and it stays in place pretty darn good. Got them on this side too. We have a loser over there. We have some here. This we did a little bit different. We left the center open, so it would fit like a big pillow or jacket or whatever. Got other Brad in the back here, helping me do some welding on the shelf that mounts off the bed frame. Some of his welds look really good, some of them look like shit, but some of them look like shit because of me. Because I put big ugly tacks on them. Those big ugly tacks. But then some of his welds look pretty decent, like this one right here. Woo!
Hey man, it's been a long time, alright?
Yeah, he hasn't welded in like 60 years. So.
I'm not that old, it's been like 10.
Repping that Bay Area supermoto. Go check him out on YouTube. Hopefully gonna ride with him soon. Be one of my first adventures in the van. Liz, I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't sleep much last night, so if I chop
neither did I.
If I chop my finger off. You know why I didn't get a lot of sleep? Because I was working on part 6 of this van build series.
Hashtag dedication.
Yeah. I made it for you! Two pieces. Unknown. I can show you what these are for. So these mount the bed frame to the vehicle. You have this here, and it's gonna get welded onto the back side right here. We have a nice threaded hole through our angle, and we just put a bolt through there, and then that way our frame is rigidly attached to the vehicle. And then this one does the exact same thing on this side here. We got the plates clamped in place here, got a bolt through there, and we just C-clamped it, so now we will unbolt it, move it over to the welding table, and then get these brackets welded in there. All right. Looking good on the welds here. Got both in place. Already got a bolt in that one, so all we have to do is drop a bolt through this guy. Oh, come on, there we go. How about that? Okay, now we have everything welded together. Got bolts in there. Then we got both of these welded in there and bolted down. So the bed frame is completely sturdy, nice nice and tight. Very nice. Sometimes you do really stupid things. So, again, you may or may not understand what's going on here. This is a shelf that'll be attached to the bed frame. See how there's a 4-inch gap there, and there's a 4-inch gap up there? Yeah, well, I put this piece right here on the wrong end. Feel like an idiot right now, but that's what happens when you're a little tired and you're working. But it'll all be good, just a little bit extra grinding to do. So what we just made there are basically going to be the mounting points for our rack over here. So that hangs off of the bed frame here. That goes up there. The angle's just to get around the weld there. So another thing that I got done, I didn't record it because I had someone here helping me weld and they didn't have very long. So I had to get it done and not worry about filming, but we got this piece of sheet metal welded in there. It's 16 gauge steel. This portion, I'm gonna create a box. So it'll have steel on that side, and this side. Plywood will go on top for the whole bed surface, and then plywood on the bottom as well. And then there'll be a nice heavy door here which will lock, so it'll kind of be my safe, I suppose. I also put this bend in here just to add a little bit of strength. That leaves this back piece 21.5, which actually is 21.5 because I'm on the added thickness of that sheet metal there. So 21.5, and then I'm taking off a 1/4 inch overall. So there's basically an 1/8 inch gap, which you can kind of see there. So then it doesn't quite bleed off the edge and give a sharp edge. So we want to go 21.25 by 23.25. 21.25 right there. So we're gonna take that, we're gonna put it in this hydraulic shear. We're gonna slide this in. We've got our mark right there. So right there, there's our mark. And then you can see the blade on the right there. So pretty much we want to line that up with the edge right there. Alright, that gives us the size piece we need. Width looks good. Height looks good too. We got about a 1/4 inch up there, but we're flush down here. So once we raise it up and make it equal on both sides, it'll be just where we want it. So now we have to make a little cutout for this bracket again. So I've got my general box marked out there. It's really crappy, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna take off as much material as I can. Then we'll go over to the bandsaw and clean it up. Alright, so I got all of those edges sanded, got all the sharp stuff on the cutoff, ground off. So I ended up skipping a lot of the build on some of this stuff, at least filming it, I mean. I don't have very much longer until I need this thing to be done and out on the road on my way to Dallas, so I had to skip some of the filming just to save time and be as efficient as possible getting things done. So you didn't miss a whole lot. It was basically carpeting some more boards, some more welding, cutting tubes, so it's all stuff you've seen before. But I'll go ahead in and show you what is done now. So, bed frame is in its final form, essentially. Only thing I need to do is figure out how to make a door here, which is gonna be like my little safe. I finished this shelf here. I even put little boards up there just to mock up, see how it looks. So that all looks good. I added these plates here, which you've seen a little bit of welding on, and that just basically makes it more rigid. And then you also saw these, how that was mounted. So that's all set in there. So it's really coming together. I've got a lot of boards I need to make still for it, and you know, there'll be a bunch of little details like, you know, I gotta cover up all these ugly holes and there's still a lot of work to do, but luckily it's kind of coming to a point where things will come together very quickly. I know I've been saying that for the past few episodes, but it's really gonna happen now. So it's super exciting. You know, now that all the rigid structure is fabbed up, besides the bike mounts, it's really cool to see how it's all coming together. And it gets me super excited to get this thing done now. If you have suggestions, I'm always open to that. If you're gonna suggest I do something different, like that I've already done, if you're gonna say like, oh, you should have used blah 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 insulation instead of, like, just don't do it, because it's not being changed. Sure, yeah, there's probably better options technically than what I have in there now. There's a lot of things I could have done differently, but there are also a lot of reasons why I did things the way I did. I've also explained those in other videos, so I do appreciate the suggestions, but it's kind of annoying when people come in and they're just like, oh, you need to do this. This is the right way. It's like, well, maybe for you, but not for the way I'm doing things and the way I like to make things. So I'm very happy with how it's all turned out so far. I know it's not insulated in the best way, but it's good enough. I've survived 2 nights with no insulation in there, sleeping in around 30-degree weather. So with this, in mainly warmer climates, I promise I will survive, and I'll be elevated off the ground. I had an air mattress on the ground with no insulation. All of that heat, or cold I should say, just conducts straight up through the air mattress and into my body. So being elevated on top of a memory foam mattress with thick blankets, sleeping bags, I'll be fine, I promise. That wraps up episode 8. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll stick around for episode 9 and 10 and 11. I have no idea how many more will come, hopefully a few more, but I also want to get this wrapped up. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.